Hello and welcome back to Pandering Hour. It's been a while. It's been a while. Let me see. Actually haven't looked at the analytics. Have we made any progress? I've been busy. As you can see, my green screen's not here. Things are different. I have been moving up to Portland because I got engaged. I got engaged to my wonderful girlfriend and fiance, Tori. So that's gonna be fun. And I'm super excited, super happy. I think Jordy's going to call in at some point, but I want to get into an episode. I haven't put out an episode in since when? When was the last episode? September 5th, almost 2 months. Oh man, yeah, we got to get going. So, Papua New Guinea. I forgot how to do this. So, today on Pandering Hour, we're going to go to number. What is this ranked? What's the rank? 152 on the Human Development Index, a point 0.5 Papua New Guinea, as you can see. Um, let's see. So Papua New Guinea, the first thing I thought of was cannibals. So we're going to talk about cannibals. So Papua New Guinea, the Karawai have been reported to practice. Oh, actually, seaman warriors. Um, Papua New Guinea seaman warriors. Okay, we're going to get to that. But the Karawai have been reported to practice ritual cannibalism up to the present day. Anthropologists suspect that cannibalism is no longer practiced by the Karawai clans that have had frequent contact with the outsiders. Um, they suspect. They suspect. Let's look at this. Smithsonian Magazine. Our intrepid reporter, this is in 2006, our intrepid reporter gets up close and personal with New Guinea natives who say they still eat their fellow tribesmen. Okay. For days, I've been slogging through rain-soaked jungle in Indonesian New Guinea. Where is this place? Is it Indonesia? I have no idea. I should have gone into that first. Where is this place? What part of the world is this? Sorry, my internet's not so good here. Okay. Oh, yeah. It's close to Australia. Okay. Our world is just so full. Oh, you guys can't see that. My bad. Ah, the green screen. I need that green screen back. Okay, but here we are, Papua New Guinea, Australia. Look at how full our world is. There's just so much stuff. There's so much water, but like our world is just so full. It's a beautiful place, you guys. See, that looks huge on my screen, but I can see on the recording it doesn't look that big. Um, okay. Sleeping with cannibals. For days, I've been slogging through a rain-soaked. Actually, what does this guy look like? So I can do a good impression of him. His name is Paul. Paul Ruff. What? Oh. Raffaelli. Look at this guy. He's all. This guy looks so Look at this guy. Oh my god. Oh, wow. Okay, now this is not what I was expecting. So he's not. I was thinking of like a twink, like a little twinkish sort of guy. But no, this is like straight at down. I'm Paul Raffaelli. Hey, for days I've been slogging through the rain-soaked jungle in Indonesia, New Guinea, on a quest to visit members known as the Korokai tribe. Uh, Among the last people on Earth to practice cannibalism. Oh, soon after first lighting this morning, I boarded in Pirogue, A canoe hacked out of a tree trunk for the last stage of the journey along the twisting Nadarium Kabur River. Now, four paddlers bend their backs with vigor. Bend their backs, yo! Knowing that we soon make camp for the night. The guide, Cornelius Kimbaran, has traveled among the Karawai for 13 years, but even he has never been this far upriver. Because he says some Karawai threaten to kill outsiders who enter their territory. Some clans are said to fear those of us with pale skin. Rightly so. Rightly so. Yeah, pale. Pale power. I'm not going to say white. I'm going to say pale. It's different. Um, cut that. I don't have an editor. I'm talking to me. Cut that. Some clans are said to fear those of us with pale skin. And Cam Barron says many Karawai have never laid eyes on a white person. They call outsiders Laleo ghost demons. Hey, man. Hey, man. That's racist. That's fucked up. Okay? That's fucked up. You think it's cool? Call us. I actually think that's a dope name. That's pretty cool. Ghost demons. I'm the ghost demon. That's gonna be my if I ever debut in boxing. That's what I'm gonna call myself, Lelio. Actually, speaking of which, I've been boxing non-stop for the last 2 months. Pretty much every workout I've done has been boxing. I did one kettlebell workout, and it ripped my shit apart. My hamstrings felt like they were coming off. It was brutal. I'd love to do it again. But I found two 60-pound kettlebells in my new job, which has a gym, and I was just swinging these things. It was awesome. I love kettlebells. I keep telling people about them when I show them around. I'm like, you see them kettlebells? You seeing those 60-pound kettlebells, bro? Everyone thinks someone called me muscles at work, and I was like, what? Me? Muscles? Guys? Hey, wait a minute. Is this recording? Yeah, it's recording. Okay. Um, yeah, someone called me muscles at work, and I was just like, oh, me? This guy? Oh, that looks terrible. I'm embarrassed now. No, that looks awful. I'm skinny. Look pretty good for 6'4", 240. Um, Cannibalism was practiced among prehistoric human beings, and it lingered. Did I skip that? Oh, no, I skipped something. Suddenly, screams erupt from around the bend. Moments later, I see a throng of naked men brandishing bows and arrows on the riverbank. Cambaran murmurs to the boatmen to stop paddling. They ordered us to come to the side of the river. He whispers to me, "It looks bad, but we can't escape. They'd quickly catch us if we tried." The tribesmen uproar bangs at my ears. Our pirogue glides toward the far side of the river. "We don't want to hurt you," Cambaran shouts in Bahasa, Indonesia, which one of our boatsmen translates into Korowai. "We come in peace." Then two tribesmen slip into a pirogue and start paddling towards us. As they near, I see that their arrows are barbed. Oh, that means that they're trying to, they'll shoot you, and then they'll track you. Because if it's barbed, you'll bleed more. And it'll be hard, like, it'll rip you up more as you remove it. Um, damn. Brutal. Um, are barbed. "Keep calm," Cambaran says softly. Cannibalism was practiced among prehistoric human beings, and it lingered into the 19th century in some isolated South Pacific cultures, notably in Fiji. But today, the Karawai are among the very few tribes believed to eat human flesh. They live about 100 miles inland from the Arafura Sea, which is where Michael Rockefeller, a son of the New York governor Nelson Rockefeller, disappeared in 1961 while collecting artifacts from another Papuan tribe. Oh, I've seen that. Um, Rockefeller eaten by cannibals. Let's get a little closer look at that. This guy. Yeah, I saw this on Joe Rogan a while back. I want to say. I did see this somewhere. It might probably Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan gets to everything, and this is right up his alley. Look at how happy this guy. He's like, dude, this guy. I've never eaten white demon. It's fucked. Okay. The son of the New York governor Nelson Rockefeller disappeared in 1961 while collecting artifacts from another Papuan tribe. His body was never found. Most Karawai still live with little knowledge of the world beyond their homelands and frequently feud with one another. Some are said to kill and eat male witches they call kakua. Uh, the island of New Guinea, the second largest in the world after Greenland, is mountainous, sparsely populated tropical landmass divided by two countries, the independent nation of Papua New Guinea in the east and the Indonesian provinces of Papua and West Irian Jaya in the west. Karawai live in the southern Papua. My journey begins in Bali. Isn't Bali like the place that all those like white women love Bali? Like, I'm going to Bali, and I'm gonna... It sounds like a New York housewife type thing. My fiance's been watching that show, The New York Housewives. It's terrible. Hold on. Also, check this out. Stepping up my production game. Zoom in. Just me. Toothpaste on my shirt. But my fiance's been watching that New York Housewife show. It's so terrible. These people are evil. They're lay low. They are lay low. Tim Dillon often says that these rich people are like demons. They are. This one woman, Sonia Morgan, she gets that last name Morgan because her ex-husband was J.P. Morgan, like the bank. Actually, I can pull her up. Sonia Morgan with J.P. From Owen Wilson. Yeah, look at this. Also, I want to find this guy's lawyer. That's a piece of shit. Are you seeing this? That's crazy. Like she only got 3 million after being with him. Isn't that crazy? Only 3 million in a long heated battle. $3 million after what's his net worth? Morgan net worth. $80 million, and she only got 3. How did that happen? No, wait, no. Hold on. J.P. Morgan? James. Who's the current Morgan? Sonia Morgan with J.P. I'm gonna find this guy. She dated Richard Lewis? This guy's hilarious. Billy Idol, Charlie Rose, Jack Nicholson, John Monroe, Prince Albert of Monaco, Eric Clapton, John Adams Morgan. $100 million. He is worth $100 million, and she got 3. That's pretty incredible. I'd love to see that courtroom business. That'd be fantastic. But that's great. Yeah, and she had like 8 interns, and she doesn't pay them. She doesn't pay her interns. She was married to J.P. Morgan, doesn't pay her interns. It's bananas. Yeah, but all the people on that show are just monsters. Like they live in a totally different life. Let's go back to the zoom in because I've been thinking about this. It's people have said that there's like a very similar lifestyle and perspective for the people who have all the money in the world and the people who have no money. And it's that their actions stop mattering. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. If you make money, you lose it if you're poor. If you lose money, you make it back if you're rich. And so what would matter to you at that point? If money is not the focal point of your life, what is? And I've determined that it's romance. I think it's romance because that's all the show is. The show is about ultimately it's about love. Like the same way that it is for like all those stories of there's that famous Christmas tale of the married couple that's so poor and the wife shaves her head so that she can buy a chain for her husband's watch, and the husband sells the watch so he could buy a comb for his wife's beautiful hair. And ultimately the things don't matter, but it's the it's the love that does. And I guess that's sort of what the the Real Housewife show is about. I feel like such an asshole saying this, but the Real Housewife show is pretty much the same thing, but it's just vile. It's not sweet anymore. It's just vile. And I think that I'm sure in real life, the real life examples of like the poor people who their life is all about love, it's the same thing. Where it's just like, when I when I got you pregnant in that back alleyway, uh, while they're while we were hiding from like a drive-by shooter or some shit. It's the same thing as like, when we made love on your yacht after a full night of eating caviar and pissing on the homeless. I knew that I was in love with you. It's like the same thing at opposite extremes. And that's why they bicker at each other, because it's all about love and it's all about friendship. Because like if you're that rich and you make friends and they're real friends, how are you to distinguish them from the friends that are just meeting you for money? I bet tons of people have dated Sonia or tried to meet Sonia to get closer to JP Morgan. I mean, they just have to. Anyway, back to the savages. Is that rude to say, savages? I mean, they're fucking eating people. Come on. My journey begins in Bali, where I catch a flight across the Banda Sea to the Papuan town of Timika, an American mining company subsidiary. It was found so that we could mine this piece of shit country for its resources, by the Americans, of course. PT Freeport, Indonesia operates the world's largest copper and gold mine nearby. The Free Papuan movement, which consists of a few hundred rebels equipped with bows and arrows, have been fighting for independence from Indonesia since 1964. Because Indonesia has banned foreign journalists from visiting the province, I entered as a tourist. A stopover in Timika, our jet climbs above swampy marsh past the airport and heads towards a high mountain. Beyond the coast, the sheer slopes rise as high as 16,500 feet above sea level and stretch for 400 miles. Waiting for me at Jayapura, a city of 20,000 of the northern coast near the border of the city of 200,000 on the northern coast of the border of Papua New Guinea is Cambaran, 46 Sumatran who came to Papua seeking adventure 16 years ago. He first visited the Korowai in 1993 and has come to know much about their culture, including some of their language. He is clad in khaki shorts and trekking boots, and his unflinching gaze and rock-hard jaw give him a look of a drill sergeant. The best estimate is that there are some 4,000 Korowai. Traditionally, they lived in tree houses in groups of a dozen or so people in scattered clearings in the jungle. What does that look like? Oh, that looks so cool. Whoa, that's not even... Hold up. How? Like, how do you even get up there? I don't even... I'm so sick of Google not giving me the full image. Size large. Wow. Wow. That's like, I don't know, 25 feet high? Oh, that's oh, those are Dixon balls. Perfect. It was right behind my head on the green screen. Um I got to be careful. There's a lot of penis in some of these pictures. Like in this one I just clicked on, you guys can't see it, but their dicks are out. Straight dicks out for Harambe, these people. Um ah. Um Traditionally, they have lived in tree houses in groups of a dozen or so people in scattered clearings in the jungle. That's pretty heavy. Like, how much do they each weigh? Probably 100 pounds, the men at least. So, I don't know, over 1,000 pounds of human meat. The Kurowai, if you're listening, are probably hungry listening to that. 1,000 pounds of human meat. They're like, oh, but 1,000 pounds of just man meat plus your stuff. They probably don't have a lot of stuff, but like your bows, your arrows, your iPad, whatever. they, the squirrel they play with, pets. Do they have? If they have pets, white babies, the bones of white babies. Their attachment to their tree houses is surrounding land lies at the core of the identity. Fuck that up. Their attachment to their tree houses and surrounding land lies at the core of their identity. Smithsonian Institution anthropologist Paul Taylor noted in his 1994 documentary film about them, Lords of the Garden, over the past few decades, however, some Karawai have moved to settlements established by Dutch missionaries in more recent years. Some tourists have ventured into Karawai lands, but the deeper into the rainforest one goes, the less exposure the Karawai have had to cultures alien to their own. After we fly to Jayapura, southwest of Wamena, a jumping off point in the Papua Highlands, a wiry young Karawai approaches us. In Bahasa, Indonesia, he says that his name is Boaz and that 2 years ago, eager to see life beyond his treehouse, he hitched a ride on a charter flight from get these names. Yani Ruma, a settlement at the edge of the Karawai territory. He has tried to return home, he says, but no one will take him. Boaz says a returning guide has told him that his father was so upset by his son's absence that he has twice burned down his own treehouse. We tell him he can come with us. That's weird. He burnt down his own tree. Like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I'm not your dad anymore. Burns down the treehouse. After we fly from, oh, sorry. The next morning, 8 of us board a chartered twin otter, a workhorse whose short takeoff and landing ability will get us to Yanimura. Once we're airborne, Cambaran shows me a map, spidery lines marking lowland rivers and thousands of square miles of green jungle. Dutch missionaries who came to convert the Karawai in the late 1970s called it the hell in the south. Okay. After 90 minutes, we come in low, following the snaking. Okay, when do we get back to the people who eat? One second. Okay, entering the Karawai rainforest is like stepping into a giant watery cave. In the bright sun overhead, I breathe easily, but as the porters push through the undergrowth, the tree's canopy dense weave plunges the world into a verdant gloom. The heat is stifling, and the air drips with humidity. This is the haunt of giant spiders, killer snakes, and lethal microbes. High in the canopy, parrots screech as I follow the porters along the barely visible track winding around rain-soaked trees and primeval palms. My shirt clings to my back as I take frequent swigs at my water bottle. The annual rainfall here is around 200 inches, making it one of the wettest places on Earth. A sudden downpour sends raindrops spearing through the gaps in the canopy, but we keep walking. The local Korowai have laid logs in the mud, and the barefoot porters cross these with ease, but desperately trying to balance. Yeah, this fucking guy. This guy does not look like he could balance very well. Look at him. They're probably like, the pig man. Okay. You, pigman, come across log. Where was I? But desperately trying to balance as I edge along each log. Time and again, I slip, stumble, and fall into the sometimes waist-deep mud, bruising and scratching my legs and arms. Slippery logs as long as 10 yards bridge the many dips in the land, inching across like a tightrope walker. Sure, to him it's a tightrope. I gotta stop making fat jokes. I wonder how the porters would get me out of the jungle were I to fall and break a leg. They wouldn't. They'd shoot you like a horse and eat you. What the hell am I doing here? I keep muttering, though I know the answer. I want to encounter a people who are said to still practice cannibalism. I don't know why. Hour melts into hour as we push on, stopping briefly now and then to rest. With a night near, my heart surges with relief when shafts of silvery light slip through the trees ahead. A clearing. It's Mengel, Cambaran says. Another village set up by Dutch missionaries will stay the night here. Karo-eyed children with beads around their neck come running to point and giggle as I stagger into the village. Several straw huts perched on stilts. I would be so pissed. And overlooking the river. If a bunch of fucking kids came out and were like, ha ha, white man fall down. Get him. Papa, the white man fall down. And like, alright. Well, when you die of diarrhea at the age of 17, we'll see who's laughing. We'll see who's laughing. I notice that there are no old people here. The Karawai have hardly any medicine to combat the jungle disease or cure battle wounds, and so the death rate is high. Cambaran explains people rarely live to middle age. What does that mean though? Like 50? As Van Enck writes, Karawai routinely fall into interclan conflicts, disease including malaria, tuberculosis, elephantitis, and anemia, and what is called the Kakua complex. The Karawai have no knowledge of the deadly germs that infest their jungles, and so belief that mysterious deaths must be caused by Kakua, or witches, who take on the form of men. Ooh. After we eat dinner of river fish and rice, okay, Boaz joins me in a hut and sits cross-legged on the thatched floor, his dark eyes reflecting the gleam from my flashlight, our only source of light. Using Cambaran as translator, he explains why the Karawai kill and eat their fellow tribesmen. It's because the Koakua have come disguised as a relative or friend of a person he wants to kill. The Koakua eats the victims inside while he sleeps, Boaz explains, replacing them with fireplace ash so the victim doesn't know he's been eaten. The Koakua finally kills the person by shooting a magical arrow into his heart. When a clan member dies, his or her male relatives and friends seize and kill the Koakua. Usually, the dying victim whispers to his relatives the name of the man he knows is the Koakua. Boaz says he may be from the same or another treehouse. I ask Boaz whether the Karawai eat people for any other reason or eat bodies of the enemies they've just killed in battle. He says, "Of course not," he replies, giving me a funny look. "We don't eat humans, we only eat Kakua." I see. It's pretty weird to eat a witch. Just saying. Like, imagine in the Bible where it's like, one day, Jesus will eat Satan. One day. Oh, I fell out of focus. Whoop, I'm back. The killing and eating of Koakua has reportedly declined among tribespeople in and near the settlements. Rupert Stash, an anthropologist at Reed College in Portland, Oregon. Hey, that's where I am. In Portland, Oregon, who has lived among the Korowai for 16 months and studied their culture, writes in a journal uh, Oceania that Korowai say they have given up killing witches partly because they were growing ambivalent about the practice and partly in reaction to several incidents with police. And one, yeah, the police were like, "Why'd you eat this guy? Oh, he's a witch." Yeah, but like, how do you know that? Because a dying man, a dying man said so, and he's like, "Well, don't you think that a dying man would be a little delirious? It might just be asking to see his dear relative." Uh, oh, hmm. Um, they've given up killing witches partly because they're growing ambivalent about the practice, partly because of the reaction with the police. And one of the early '90s stash writes, a Yaniruma man killed his sister's husband for being a kuakua. The police arrested the killer, an accomplice, and a village head. The police rolled them around in barrels, made them stand overnight in leech-infested pond, and forced them to eat tobacco, chili pepper, and animal feces, and unripe papaya. Tobacco, chili peppers, animal feces, and worst of all, an unripened papaya. The inhumanity. Yeah, animal feces is fucked up. That's pretty bad. Word of such treatment combined with Karawai's own ambivalence prompted some to limit witch killing even in places where police do not venture. Still, the eating of kuakua persists according to my guide, Cambaran. Many kuakua are murdered and eaten each year, he says, citing information he says he has gained from talking to the Korowai who still live in tree houses. On our third day of trekking, after hiking from soon after sunrise to dusk, we reach Yafufla, another line in stilts huts set up by Dutch missionaries. That night, Cambaran takes me to an open hut overlooking the river, and we sit by a small campfire. Two men approach through the gloom, one in shorts, the other naked, save for a necklace of prized pig's teeth, and a leaf wrapped about the tip of his penis. What? A leaf wrapped about the tip of his penis. Why just the tip? It's the most important part, right? It makes me think that maybe something could crawl up. That's what I'm worried about. He's like, no, you have to you have to stuff it like a musket so that the flies don't enter your ding dong. Uh that's Kili Kili. Oh, what if he's got like a disease and he's just like wrapping it up? What if that's his equivalent of dip? Like instead of putting a dip in your lip, you just put some tobacco leaf on your dick. Okay. That's Kili Kili, Cambaran whispers, the most notorious Kuakua killer. Kili Kili carries a bow with barbed arrows. His eyes are empty of expression, his lips are drawn in a grimace, and he walks as soundlessly as a shadow. The other man, who turns out to be Kilkili's brother, Bailam, pulls a human skull from a bag. A jagged hole marks the forehead. It's Bunup, the most recent Kuakua he killed. Cambaran says of the skull, Bailam used a stone axe to split the skull open and get at the brains. The guide's eyes dim. He was one of my best porters, a cheerful young man, he says. Bailam passes the skull to me. I don't want to touch it, but neither do I want to offend him. My blood chills at the feel of naked bone. I've read stories and watched documentaries about the Korowai, but as far as I know, none of the reporters and none of the filmmakers had ever gone as far upriver as we're about to go, and none I know of had ever seen a kuakua's skull. I'm gonna have a little drink of liquid. The fire's reflection flickers on the brothers' faces as Bailam tells me how he killed the kuakua who lived in Yafufla 2 years ago. Just before my cousin died, he told me that Bunup was a kuakua and he was eating him from the inside, he says. With Cambaran translating, so we caught him, tied him up, and took him to a stream where we shot arrows at him. Bailam says Bunop screamed for mercy all the way, protesting he was not a kuakua, but Bailam was unswayed. My cousin was close to death when he told me, and would not lie, Bailam says. At the stream, Bailam says, he used a stone axe to chop off the kuakua's head as he held it in the air and turned away from the body. The others chanted and dismembered Bunop's body. Bailam, making chopping movements with his hands, explains we cut out his intestines and broke open his rib cage, chopped off the right arm attached to the right rib cage, left arm and left rib cage, and then both legs. The body parts, he says, were individually wrapped in banana leaves and distributed among the clan members. But I kept the head because it belongs to the family that killed the kuakua, he says. We cooked the flesh like we cook pig, placing palm leaves over the wrapped meat together with burning hot river rocks to make steam. Some readers may believe that these two are having me on. What? Some readers may believe that these two are having me on and that they are just telling a visitor what he wants to hear, and that skull came from someone who died from some other cause. But I believe they were telling the truth. I spent 8 days in Bailam, and everything else he told me proved factual. I also checked with 4 other Yafufla men who said they had joined in the killing, dismembering, and eating of Bunop, and the details of their accounts mirrored reports of the kuakua cannibalism by Dutch missionaries who lived among the Kurawai for several years. Cambaran clearly accepted Bailam's story as fact. Around the campfire, Bailam tells me he feels no remorse. Revenge is part of our culture, and so when kuakua eats a person, the people eat the kuakua. He says, I'm gonna, because I've been talking about this for like 30 minutes. I'm gonna go on to the next thing, the seaman warriors. But I want to say something. So that sort of mythology of so and so is eating me from the inside. It's almost like, what does that even mean? Like, could that possibly have some sort of like metaphor to it of like I'm dying because this person's the way they made me feel is killing me on the inside. Like, could that, like, it feels like my organs are turning into ash. That could be, you know what I mean? Like, one, it would be a great story. Like, it'd be a great movie. If you actually, like, included the mystical, magical aspects. But the idea that the way this person's making me feel is killing me on the inside, and so now that they've stuck this arrow in my heart and I'm dying, they need to die. It's almost like right before you die, you get to place a hit on somebody. That's kind of what it seems like to me. I know that's the culture, but that's what it seems like to me. Anyway. So, the seaman warriors. Let's get to that. They are well known among anthropologists because the ritual acts practiced between the young boys and men of the tribe, the Atoro, believe that young males must ingest the semen of their elders to achieve adult male status and properly mature and grow strong. Ew. Let's talk about it. Which article do I go to? One's of The Guardian, and then one's from Pulse.ng. Meet the tribe that drinks semen to turn boys into men. This ritual, which is a symbol of a young boy's rite of passage to manhood, starts when the boy is between the ages of 6 and 10 and comprises of 6 stages. Ew. The Sambian, I don't want to look at those kids' faces. That's disgusting. The Sambi tribe in Papua New Guinea have a tradition that have fascinated and confused many. They are the tribe that drinks semen to turn boys into men, and we bring you everything you need to know about them. Imperative to the process of teaching the initial ceremony as the notion that women can be dangerous to men. I mean, facts. Straight facts. You know, maybe these guys are onto something, huh? To become a man, and in essence a warrior, These young men are taught to detach themselves from their mothers and the women around them as a means of showing that they can live without them and prove their masculinity. The six-stage process of affirming one's manhood can take anywhere from 10 to 15 years until these young men father a child. Much of the initiation and training is characterized by what some have deemed to be highly erotic and sexual. The first stage, a sharp stick of cane is inserted deeply into the boy's nostril until he bleeds profusely. The young boys are introduced to older warriors who are told that bachelors are going to capitulate with them to make them grow. Ew. Throughout much of the six stages, the act of having a stick cane inserted in the nostrils, the performance of fellatio, are integral to the processes of becoming a man. While the former practice is often derided by many as inhumane, and the latter is often referred to as homosexual behavior, the Sambia's understanding and purpose behind these two processes differ from the conventional understanding. While many of us might view the practice of inserting a cane stick into the nostrils as being inhumane, no, that's not the part that we're hung up on. No, 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 no. Go listen, man. Who's writing this article? Time out. Time out. I gotta find more information about this woman. Is that Doja Cat? Whoa! She's like, there's nothing wrong with fellatio. Um, she looks healthy. Inserting the cane stick into the nostrils as being inhumane because of the obvious infliction of pain and injury to the body. The Sambia is a symbol of strength and the ability to sustain pain, which is a needed requirement of a warrior. Additionally, the act of performing fellatio, the act of ingesting semen, is seen as an integral part of manhood because boys are unable to mature into men unless they ingest semen, and they adhere to the notion that all men have eaten the penis. Hmm. All right. According to the Sambia belief, the men, the semen of a man possesses the masculine spirit, which young boys will be able to attain through the ingestion of semen. Cultural differences play a huge part in how we react to such practices. We may view what we may view as homosexuality may simply be a rite of passage in another culture. The journey to manhood has no set route, but the end goal is always the same: to protect and to provide. And that's where it ends there. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. I don't want to suck that guy's dick. I do not. Man. But all men have sucked the penis, have eaten the penis. Um, which I think that the big tusks would make it difficult for this man to eat the penis. Ritualized homosexuality. Once they turn 7 or 9, that's the part that I get hung up on. That's that's fucked up. Not into that. This process allows for the detachment of the boys from the mothers, who it is believed have contaminated blood. Women are also said to possess powers, tingu, that make them easily manipulate men. The woman's tingu is reinforced every time she undergoes her menstrual cycle. As such, there is a need to deliver these boys via bloodletting ceremony. That bloodletting ceremony involves beating the boys with long sticks on their nostrils until they bleed. Oh, I thought they stab like what this guy has. So these guys have all been they beat them in the nose, they get hit in the face, then they suck a dick. That's fucking brutal. For 3 years. And we thought the Greeks were super gay. I guess this is manlier somehow rather than reading a book and having wine. Once this is done, he is made to perform oral sex on the older ones, which they do not stop until they take in the semen. Ingesting the semen will make them stronger. More so, they are kept aside for 3 years and maintain a strict diet to make them stronger. Defiance against this from the boys usually involves death. Once they pass this stage, the father and kinsmen look for a wife for him. He has to wait until she has had her first menstruation. While he awaits this, he is trained to disassociate himself from satisfying the woman fully because she might make him fall ill and die. After he has relations with her, he undergoes another nosebleeding to purify himself of her illness. It is only after she gives birth they stop this process, and can be respected as warriors and full-grown men. Huh. Life, everything you need to live well. What is this website? From The Guardian. Um, well, that is vile, and I want to throw up. Okay, what else? Let's move on to something else. Let's go. Let's go to the fun facts. Hey, it's time for fun facts. I need a graphic right here. I'm gonna up the production value of this podcast. You wait and see. Um, Fun facts. Yay! Uh oh. No fun facts, just fascinating facts. Uh, look, look at all these guys. Look at this guy with the big nose. He sucks. Oh, that's a woman. The Let's move on. Papua New Guinea hosts 5% of the global biodiversity. That's cool. It's because we haven't filled it with microplastics. One of the world's few known poisonous birds resides in the nation. Cool. Snows. Although Papua New Guinea sits 160 kilometers north of Australia, just below the equator, it enjoys a tropical climate. Snow has been known to fall on the mountaintops of the mainland. The third largest rainforest in the world. Cool. That's all they got. Oh, that's a man's body. I was like, I wonder what this is. That dude's jacked. Look at them arms. Look at them arms. Wouldn't it be This is going to be terrible. This is going to be a terrible thing that I'm about to say. So just bear with me because it's bad. It's pretty bad. But like based on natural selection, great best, it's a whole tribe of head monsters. It's a whole tribe. Like this dude fucking gobbles. That's the thing. I'm a child. I'm so immature, but not as. Oh, God damn. This is. Let's get into some other fun facts. Um, Again, that dude looks ripped. What are they eating, man? Look at his leg muscle. I don't want to be on this guy's diet though, because I know a large portion of it's gum. Um, there are 851 languages in the country. Papua New Guinea has 5% of global biodiversity. PNG has the world's largest rainforest. PNG is home to one of the first poisonous birds. Um, Heterogeneous countries on Earth. Papua New Guinea is home to hundreds of ethnic groups. Many of the locals have ancestry that dates back thousands of years. Many Papua New Guinea tribes have links to various other places in the world, such as China, Europe, Australia, Philippines. The Micronesians, the country called the Austronesians, meaning their ancestors lived less than 4,000 years ago. Arrived less than 4,000 years ago. More than 1,000 cultural groups, tropical climate, copper and gold. I already learned this. GDP of 25 billion. How? The GDP of Papua New Guinea is around 25 billion USD. Although there has been a sharp rise in the economy, much of their population lives in poverty. According to the Human Rights Watch, over 40% of the nation lives in poverty despite being incredibly rich in natural resources. No! Stop! Stop. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. It just, the capitalist bullshit. They're like, listen, according to human rights, they got all this money, but they're living badly. We just need to show them how to live the right way. Listen, none of their kids have microplastics in the blood, so we gotta cut down all those trees, take all their copper, all their gold, and in 5 to 10 years, maybe their kids will have iPads and die. I don't know. British passport holders need a visa to enter the PNG. Britain, Australia, and Germany occupy the PNG. Oh, hey, it's skeleton guy from King of Fighters. It's Bone. Skullomania. Furthermore, the Japanese occupied parts of the island during the Second World War. Papua New Guinea shares the world's second biggest island. Over 80% of Papua New Guinea's population lives in rural areas. This is what they're calling rural. PNG used to be part of a prehistoric subcontinent called Sahul. Whoa, Papua New Guinea lies on the Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire is an area that is very prone to volcanic activity, and the eruptions on the Ring of Fire tend to be devastating. There have been many recent eruptions in Papua New Guinea, including Mount Ulawan 2019, Candover Island 2018, and Mount Taverver 2014. PNG, world-class birding destination. I just picture like some dude being like, "Oh look, it's a yellow-headed, pink-tailed booby." White demon! Eat him! Eat the white demon! Oh, get the fuck out of here. Tree kangaroos? I want to see that. What is it? Oh! He's so cute. This is the cutest thing. Look at the charisma. Look at the charisma of this fella. Look at these. Oh my god. And I want one. And I want one now. Bro, that looks so much like a kangaroo. That is so cool. Look, he's smiling. They smile. These things are badass. What was the one that looked like a bear? Okay. I gotta find more information about these. It's a grizzled tree kangaroo. These things are so cool. Behavior, diet, leaves and fruit it gathers from trees, but occasionally scravenges on the ground. Tree kangaroos also eat grains, flowers, various nuts, sap, and tree bark. Some captive tree kangaroos, perhaps limited to the New Guinea species, eat protein foods such as eggs, birds, and snakes, making them omnivores. Okay. Let's see it. That's a tiny picture. Look at the little buddy. Look at him. Don't you just want to hug him? That one looks so much like a kangaroo. Like his friend definitely runs the Outback Steakhouse. This one they kind of got capybara vibes. There's a baby in it. Oh my god, that is so cute. Look at these things. They got blue eyes. They look a little unhinged though. Like he looks cute. He's smiling, but it's kind of also like one of those like What's the clown from It? Like he's got like the Pennywise sort of like ray. That's pretty cute. Look at him. He's got the little belly. He's got the grown man tits. What the hell? Could be a female. I woke up one of my cats. So I go to sleep later than my fiance, and so the cats all sleep on my side of the bed, and I have to move them when I want to sleep. And I've brought my flashlight out on my phone, and these two cats, they're siblings. They always sleep together. And Remy, the little shit, he always scratches me. He's a piece of shit, fucking cat. Anyway, he he looked up at me and he had his tongue out just like that. So maybe that's why I'm so affectionate towards these guys. And this one looks like Remy too. They all look like Remy. That looks like a bear. I feel like these things would mess me up. How heavy are these things? Threats. Habitat loss and hunting. They don't have any natural predators. Um, they get killed by dogs, parasites, and other causes. They move at an approximate human walking pace and hop awkwardly, leaning their body far towards to balance the heavy tail. However, in trees they are bold and agile. They climb by wrapping their four limbs around the trunk of the tree while allowing their four limbs to slide, hop up the tree using their powerful hind legs. They are expert leapers, 9 meters, 30 feet downward jumps from one tree to another, and have been recorded that they have an extraordinary ability to jump to the ground from 18 meters or more without being hurt. Whoa. Strong legs. How much do they weigh, though? That's what I was looking for. Weight. 32 pounds. Not bad. It's just like a dog. That's cool. Anyway, that's a nice note to leave on. That's a nice note to leave on, And it's not about the cannibalism and all the other fucked up stuff. Kangaroos in the trees. They look like my cat. That's what this is all about. This is who we're doing it for. He's the man. That's the man. All right. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. Follow me on social media. The links will be down below. See you next time.